Hi everyone, my name is Christine Michelle and I have been unemployed for over a year. This has to be one of the hardest years I've ever had to go through in my life. My mental health has really declined severely. I'm isolating myself from friends, both because I can't afford to do things with them. And then also, I have nothing new to bring. So instead of feeling sorry for myself like I have the last year and being down and really, really depressed, I am going to change my narrative and I'm going to just start creating myself. So I was working at this beauty company for 4 years, and on a Friday afternoon, late, I got a invite for Monday morning at like 10 a.m. to meet with my boss. My boss was my boss for maybe 2 years out of the 4 years I was there. He came after I did. But this man didn't know I could see his meetings. Not only could I see his calendar, I could see who he was meeting and what was meeting for. Whatever notes he had in there, I could see it. I never told him that. So when I got that invite and I saw one of the HR women was on that invite, I knew. So I spent the entire weekend, it was Oscar weekend that weekend, and I spent that entire Sunday saving 4 years of work from an internal server to a Dropbox. And I've been let go before, maybe twice before, and I freelanced for maybe 10 years. So a little bit about me. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I went to NYU, graduated 2006 with a degree in journalism and mass communications. And I've been working within the beauty industry for about 18 years. I have done work across the board in terms of entertainment and media. When I was at NYU, I interned at Saturday Night Live, which was one of the best experiences of my life. And then I also worked at MTV or Viacom, VH1, where I was shadowing red carpet on-air talent. So she taught me everything that I needed to know about how to interview people, the editing room, the whole process, all of it. So after those internships and I graduated college, I went into the workforce. I could not find a job. So for about 8 years, I started off as like a fact checker, working for InStyle magazine, Essence magazine, Elle magazine, and eventually I had a rotation of freelance work that sustained me for 8 years. And that was at the time when unemployment was kind of unlimited, where now it's max, I think, at 26 weeks. So whenever I wasn't working or if I didn't work enough to meet my unemployment minimum, I would file for unemployment that week. And if I did work more than what I was going to get for unemployment, I claimed I did work. So I didn't get anything. So that was basically my routine for almost 8 years. And then I finally found a salaried job where I worked at a small startup marketing company, and I was a marketing assistant. So I kind of went backwards to go forwards because also publishing was dying and you could read the writing on the wall. And I was like, digital's where it's at. I need to learn how to do this. So I took a big pay cut to do that. Not even a pay cut because I was getting paid pennies. So I went from making, like, at the time, $25 an hour. I was working at BET at the time on a Patti LaBelle show that was canceled the day before Thanksgiving. But we fall, we rise. And then I found that job at InStyle. Shout out to my homegirl, Asia. She was working there as in the photo department, and I ended up working in the research department. So I did a lot of fact checking on small stories and also cover stories of the celebrities and all of that. And then I went to this small startup, which was chaotic. It was very much like WeWork, where there was a lot of drinking. So looking back, I'm like, I don't even know how I survived that because it felt very fraternity, sorority, like, anyway, I got out of that situation and I eventually worked for other companies like CoverGirl, their internal agency. I did content strategy for them on the lower end of the consumer funnel. And I also worked for brands like Flower by Drew Barrymore, TPH by Taraji, and of the sort. I am a beauty junkie. I'm a skincare junkie. I'm a hair junkie. I love beauty. But the beauty industry does not love me back. And I'm coming to that realization now, at 40 years old. Yeah. Because after the year of interviewing with all these companies, thinking I have the experience, I have all of this experience. I have worked with reputable brands and companies. I've had the most amazing leadership for the most part. And yet I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I am trying not to take it personally, but there's a lot of us looking for work right now. And especially with things happening in the government, with the federal layoffs as well, I want to hold on to hope, but it is becoming very difficult. And as someone who lives with depression, I am struggling right now. It's very hard to, I'm going to try not to cry. It's very hard not to bring myself down, put myself down, doubt myself, especially because it's not just the work, it's the money. We need money to survive, and I take care of myself. I thank God for my friends and family who have financially supported me in the last year to help me pay my mortgage, to help me buy food, to assist me in any way that I needed. And I wouldn't be here without them, because there was a time I didn't want to be on this earth any longer. But I prayed, I persevered, and I told myself, if no one's going to hire me, I'm going to create myself. I'm going to do this myself. I had a YouTube channel in the heyday of YouTube, doing like hair videos, reviews, and all of that. And instead of going that route, I'm going to just create and make my own lane. I have no idea what that looks like. I really don't. I wish I had a crystal ball. I wish I could see into the future. I wish I can hire everyone who's having a hard time right now, and we can hold each other's hands like the toys in Toy Story and Toy Story 3 before the incinerator, to say like we are in this together, because it just feels like the world is burning up right now. People are losing healthcare benefits, social security benefits, VA benefits. So not only am I dealing with this, like as a country, it feels very dark, and I don't see moving forward any positivity coming out of this situation other than me changing my narrative. So I am creating and restarting my YouTube channel. Like I said, I don't know what that looks like. I am active on social media, but that's just kind of a me thing. Like my Instagram is private. You know, I post pictures of my family. TikTok, I'm on TikTok, but I'm not on TikTok like that. I have like 100 followers maybe. And I talk about videos, or I talk in videos about things that interest me of the time. So the latest Love is Blind episode. I'm rewatching Vampire Diaries. Well, I just finished Vampire Diaries, but I'm rewatching the originals now. And anything that comes to mind, whether I'm in my bonnet or not, I'm just going to record a video. So I've made applying for jobs my full-time job. And anyone who has applied for jobs knows what I'm talking about. Because it's not just submitting your application, boom, bam, right to the moon. You're not done. You have to write a disposition, an essay, to explain to these companies why you want to work there. Mind you, everybody in America, at least, is working to survive. I don't understand what is not to understand. I'm interested in this company because I believe in your brand ethos. I don't know why I have to write a 5-page letter, 4-page letter to explain that. I show up for these interviews for different rounds, knowledgeable of the company, what they stand for, their products, who their CEO is, what their target demographic is. I'm showing up well prepared. And yet, we're sorry, we are going with another candidate. I don't know if it's maybe because I'm 40 years old and I'm not young anymore, but that's not true. I'm very young. So I'm still going to be applying for jobs because a girl needs to pay her bills. My credit cards are maxed out. I am getting unemployment benefits, or I was getting unemployment benefits, and now I'm getting government assistance. I get EBT benefits. I get benefits through the HRA, the Human Resource Administration of New York City. And I'm very grateful for all of it. There are so many benefits that come with being a part of the HRA system. Once you get through the application process and everything, oh my God, I never knew these things were available to people who are having a hard time. I think I'll make another video about that because the things that you can get when you don't have a job or income, let's say not a job, when you don't have income is heaven sent. I'm not embarrassed by it whatsoever. I tell anyone, I don't tell everyone, but like if it comes up in conversation, like, yeah, I get a discounted Metro card. I'm in New York City, Brooklyn. So I get a discount Metro card that the HRA helps me pay for. I get Medicaid. So I'm able to go to all my doctors. Because when I got let go last March, so did my health insurance. It went too. And I live with depression. I couldn't get my antidepressants for about 4 or 5 months. So not only was I struggling with feeling the rejection of not being employed anymore or being hireable anymore or right now, I also had to deal with my mental health declining severely. And that's where I thank God, my support system, because they pulled me out of the dark. And I don't know where I would be without them. I wouldn't be here without them. Let's say that. I didn't want to be here. And sometimes I don't want to be here. But I prayed on it and I watched a Keke Palmer interview. I'm going to take a break for a second. I'm back. So I watched this Keke Palmer interview. I saw it on TikTok. I'm on TikTok a lot. And she was interviewing a very well-known influencer, celebrity, Ricky, I believe his name is. And he was asking her, how do you handle rejection when you go to audition for roles and you're not chosen? And I've had this in the back of my mind for a decade because I used to have a YouTube channel and it was more for fun. But what she said to me, again, scrolling on TikTok late at night, like I don't have a job, it really resonated with me. And I had to kind of take a step back and reevaluate what I want. And she said, I created my own lane. Basically, that's what she said. All of these roles that she was going for and all of the no's she was getting, she decided to create her own production company. And Keke is killing it. I look up to that girl so much, that woman. She is so inspiring to me. I've watched her career from like A Kill in the Bee to now she has this movie with SZA that Issa Rae produced, her own podcast, hosting shows. Keke is my North Star. And so many other Black women who have created their own lane and have created their own narrative despite the no's. I want to be like them. So here I am. I'm going to use my resilience and everything that my parents have instilled in me, my grandparents, my ancestors, my siblings, my friends, my family, and I'm going to soar. I still need to pay for my bills and I still need to survive. And I don't even know if this YouTube channel is going to be so sustainable for me that I can make it a career. I wish I could see into the future, but sadly, we can't. But I can see within myself that I have what it takes. Instead of spending all of this time applying for jobs, I'm going to take a break because it's exhausting. It's mentally draining. And I'm going to try to come up with some plan and use this YouTube channel for myself. Even if I have one viewer, thank you. Thank you for seeing me and supporting me and continuing to watch this video up until now. I'm going to do my best to survive the odds as a Black woman in corporate America. And maybe corporate America isn't the place for me. Maybe that lie I have been given, most millennials my age, 40 years old around here, we're told one thing: go to college, get the degree, get the job, you'll get the house, you'll do that. And then all of us are struggling. Millennials are having such a hard time right now. The fact that I was even able to buy my own apartment was because of the grace of God. Because it was like a window open and it since has closed. And I don't even see it opening ever again for people like me. And that's where my faith comes into play. Because even when I thought I couldn't, I did. And that is my reality right now. And I'm going to lean on that. I'm going to lean on my beliefs in myself, in my faith, and I'll take it from there. I hope to come for the next video with something a little bit more uplifting and entertaining. Like I said, I don't know what my channel is going to look like, but I hope it's one of community. I hope it's one of creativity. I hope it's one of care. And I hope to bring you along with me and maybe have some collaborations along the way. Anyone who feels the same way, hit me up. Let's work on something together. And, we have so many different talents, and now is a time for me to really dig deep and figure out what that is for myself. Maybe it is hosting. Maybe it is starting a podcast. Maybe it is being Kiki Palmer's shadow until I can get to where I want to be. Anyway, that being said, I'm going to go because I don't want to hysterically cry on the internet. And I'm going to focus on myself and my mental health. And I think with those two, I'm going to be all right. I am sending love to everyone out there who is having a hard time finding work, surviving, providing. You guys are in my prayers. And I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.